Close-range fights in PUBG Mobile and BGMI are fast, intense, and unforgiving. If you don't master the right movement techniques, you'll get eliminated before you even get a chance to react. Most players lose close-range fights because of one simple mistake, which is predictable movement. If you jiggle the wrong way in a close-range fight, your enemy will eliminate you in seconds. But don't worry, GG Bro is here to help you. If you are struggling in close-range fights, you are at the right place. Welcome to the Ultimate Close Range Guide series. This is episode 2 of the Ultimate Close Range Guide series. If you missed episode 1, make sure to watch it after watching this video, because I explained the fundamentals of close-range fights. In this episode, we'll go even deeper and focus on jiggling movement. I will explain 3 powerful techniques that pro players use to dodge bullets, outplay enemies, and win more fights. If you master these techniques, believe me, you can also dodge lots of bullets and win more close-range fights like a pro. After explaining these 3 powerful techniques, I will talk about one of the biggest mistakes that most players, including you, are making in close-range fights. This mistake is the main reason why you keep getting eliminated, even when your movement is perfect. So make sure to watch till the end, because understanding and avoiding this mistake will instantly improve your close-range fights and help you win more close-range battles. One more thing before explaining these techniques. In episode 3, I will be explaining about joystick size and sprint sensitivity in detail, which play a huge role in your movement control. So make sure to subscribe and turn on the bell notification to be the first to watch it. Let's start with one of the most important movement techniques in close-range fights: left-right jiggle. This is the most commonly used movement technique by pro players in close-range fights, and if done correctly, it can make you extremely hard to hit. You may also be doing this jiggle, but the question is, are you doing it perfectly? Let's find out. Jiggling left and right makes you hard to track, forcing enemies to miss their shots and giving you the upper hand in close-range battles. Many players think that if they flick their joystick super fast, their jiggle will also be fast and unpredictable. But in reality, in the enemy's view, it looks like they are barely moving at all. This makes their movement too small and predictable, leading to an easy bullet connection. Other players move their joystick too slowly or too late, making their movement predictable and easy to track. This allows the enemy to lock onto them and land their shots easily. So what is the perfect way to jiggle? The perfect way to jiggle is by using medium joystick movement, which is not too fast or not too slow. To do this, move left, then right, then left again with a medium delay to keep your movement smooth and unpredictable. If you move too fast, your jiggle will be too small, making it easy for enemies to track and hit you. If you move too slowly, your movement becomes predictable, making you an easy target. The key is to find the perfect balance where you can dodge bullets while still keeping your aim steady. The best way to master this technique is through practice. Start by going to training mode and practicing medium-speed jiggling while keeping your crosshair steady on the target. Keep practicing until it becomes muscle memory, so you don't have to think about it in real fights. Once you get used to it, start using it in real matches and see how much harder it becomes for enemies to hit you in close-range battles. Master this technique, and you'll instantly win more close-range fights like a pro. But there is one big mistake that makes you lose close-range fights, and it's not just about jiggle movement. Even if you master jiggling, this mistake can still get you eliminated instantly. After I explain the 2 remaining movement techniques, I'll break down this common mistake that most players, including you, are making without even realizing it. So make sure to watch till the end, because fixing this mistake will take your close-range fights to the next level. Let's talk about technique 2. One-sided movement. One-sided jiggle is another powerful movement technique that can give you a huge advantage in close-range fights by reducing your exposure while still dealing damage. Many players make the mistake of jiggling left and right randomly, thinking it will make them harder to hit, but it doesn't always work in intense fights. Pro players, on the other hand, use a strategic approach. They jiggle in only one direction while moving close to the cover. This way, they can minimize their body exposure, making it harder for enemies to hit them while still being able to land accurate shots. Mastering this technique can help you outplay opponents and win more close-range fights with ease. So, how does one-sided jiggle work? The key to one-sided jiggle is to move in only one direction, either left or right, while keeping your crosshair locked on the enemy, but only if there is a cover in the direction you are moving. This technique allows you to reduce your exposure, making it harder for enemies to land shots on you, because they may be expecting left and right jiggles from your side. This movement forces your enemy to constantly adjust their aim, giving you the upper hand in close-range battles. Master this technique, and you'll start winning more close-range fights easily. Let's talk about technique 3. Crouching while jiggling. Crouching while jiggling is a high-level movement technique that can help you dodge bullets, especially headshots, and outplay enemies in intense close-range fights. Many pro players combine crouching with jiggling to make themselves even harder to hit, all while keeping their aim on the opponent's head. However, most players don't use this technique correctly. They either crouch at the wrong time or spam the crouch button randomly, making their movement slow and easy to track. But when used properly, crouch jiggling can give you a huge advantage, making it extremely difficult for enemies to land their shots. So, how does crouch jiggle work? Instead of just moving left and right, you mix in a crouch while jiggling to throw off your enemy's aim and reduce your hitbox size. Here's how to do it correctly. First, start with a medium-speed left-right jiggle to stay unpredictable. Then, at random intervals, tap crouch while jiggling to quickly lower your hitbox. Then tap crouch again to stand up and jiggle fast. Keep your crosshair steady while moving to maintain accurate aim. Most enemies aim for the head in close-range fights. By crouching mid-fight, you make them miss. Let's talk about the common mistake that makes you lose most of the close-range fights, which is focusing on jiggle and not on aim. One of the biggest mistakes players make in close-range fights is getting too focused on movement and forgetting about aim. Yes, a jiggle movement is extremely important, but if your aim isn't accurate, no amount of movement will save you. Many players jiggle so much that they lose control of their crosshairs, causing their shots to miss completely. This is why you might feel like you're dodging well but still losing fights, because your bullets aren't hitting the enemy. To win more close-range battles, you need to find the perfect balance between movement and aim. Keep your crosshair steady while jiggling and focus on landing accurate shots instead of just moving fast. So how to fix this? To win more close-range fights, you need to balance aim and movement perfectly. Follow these 3 simple steps to improve your accuracy while jiggling and hit more shots. Step 1. Focus on the aim first, movement second. Before you start jiggling, make sure your crosshair is already placed at chest or head level. The goal is to dodge bullets while keeping your aim steady, not just move randomly. Step 2. Keep your crosshair on target while moving. As you jiggle, your crosshair should stay locked onto the enemy at all times. If you notice your aim moving too much, slow down your jiggle slightly to regain control and stay accurate. Step 3. Practice slow, jiggling with perfect aim. Head to training mode and start with slow jiggling, keeping your crosshair steady on the target. Once you can jiggle smoothly while aiming perfectly, start increasing your movement speed while maintaining accuracy. Master these steps, and you'll be able to jiggle, dodge bullets, and hit accurate shots all at the same time. Final tip: movement helps you survive, but aim helps you win. If you master both, you'll dominate every close-range fight like a pro. Now that you know the 3 best jiggling techniques and the biggest mistake to avoid, it's time for you to jump into the game and start practicing. Stay tuned for episode 3, where we'll cover joystick size and sprint sensitivity in detail to help you improve even further. Make sure to subscribe to the GG Bro and turn on notifications so you don't miss it. Thanks for watching.